working man is the sucker. I got the raw for the sniffers, the gas for the puffers, the baggies for the pushers, the routes for the smugglers. Levee day fast, might not wait to see another. Let's get it. The working man is the sucker. A nigga came from nothing, so I had to be a hustler. Flashback was tragic, hustlers bagging up the butter. This for all my real niggas that was trapped up in the gutter. I gotcha.
Might miss the shit, like a last step. My first breath, I let the gods in. My second breath, I know the devils quickly followed. I got that classic flow that put you niggas straight up in the hospital. Cause when you bust pop, don't do this shit for hip hop. I do this shit for big pop. One arm in the sky, flick my lighter, baby, baby. I be that C-Dot, M-Dot, worldly like the Epcot, worthy like a Laker, smoke on acres from the Asian. These sucker niggas trying to cage me in, but they can't see the kid, it's like I'm stuck in space, I'm alien. I'm worried if I have a son, he gon' come out like Damien. Cause my view of the world is so fucked up from all these heinous acts. So I keep handing out these bars, it's like your favorite snack. Cree, you been spitting mad, like where'd you keep that rabies at? Right where I kept the baggies at, hidden in my back pocket. Tell me what's your flavor, I deliver in just 30 flat. A buffet of cocaine and shorty boof it where she poo-poo at. After 30 L's, man, I'm just looking for some Scooby snacks.
You know, it's the motherfucking entourage, you feel me?
Come get this cream just like us. Picture me being broke as the joke. That's not funny with no reefer left to smoke. These bitches scheme just like us. Picture me trusting birds, I let them fly and they ain't coming back unless I got that triple stack.
It's your girl, Justice Lanes, and you're tuned in to Prophet Radio with Prophet P.
These niggas bleed just like us. I'd rather go toe to toe with all of y'all. Running ain't part of my protocol. Chillin' in the Acura, a couple grams lifting the stash, just flip this shit like spatulas. Imagine us, crib so fucking large, I need a couple hundred cameras. Rottweilers, pimples, zebras, all types of animals. Shopping sprees at Barney's, cop the camera with the camel pack. Stretching out a QP like a QB, I'm your Hasselback. Flip it to an HP Hewlett Packard where the info at. Stupid fucking move, I move my intel to externals. All my niggas down to put them slugs up in between. Big Creek come through, I'm fucking on two fucking tweens. My niggas feel their school's a scam and they don't act like human beings. I'd rather be your N-I-G-G-A than your enemy. Foreign car, foreign bitch, we out here eating Lebanese. And I be the first deadly horseman, I'm reporting from the tomb where the warriors are built. My boy Jay on Special K, I need a tranquilizer meal. This is third dose of the day, he say the drugs up on the hill. I'm like, okay, just be safe and please don't break my microwave.
And every song, frustrated, sometimes I feel like this rap shit be taking way too long. But I'ma hold it down and put all of my faith in God. My nigga Mark said don't fold, stay in tune, my nigga. Cause you the elephant in the room, my nigga. They say God got different plans for everybody, yours is soon, my nigga. Just don't become one of these coons, my nigga. Yes, Lord, just lost my god sister this year from cancer, and I can still see her in that living room dancing. Kaeja, you accepted death, you was never worried. In disbelief, I still can't look at your obituary. I'm sorry, I apologize for times I didn't come around, cause you had nothing to do on what was going down. And I'ma keep you in my heart, you know I always love you. You got a place with God, baby, there's no longer suffer. Hunger, wonder what day when God gon' call my number. We ain't gon' be here forever, you know that shit's a bummer. So I gotta stack this paper like I'm building lumber, and play my quarterback position and just never fumble. Having conversations with Dub on the phone, he told me focus on success, my nigga stay in your zone. They can't wait till you fall, so they get loose with they jaw. Niggas watching you like dogs when you put food on the floor. Yes Lord, yes Lord, yes Lord, yes Lord. You gotta feel my pain, feel my pain, feel my pain. I can't tell a lie, I can only tell the truth, tell the truth, tell the truth. And them bird bitches bitches back then that dissed me and brushed me off. It's some same hoes nowadays that wanna suck me off. I don't acknowledge them or pay no time of day, so leave me alone and let me find my way. A lot of family members and friends I will never see the same. Cause the midst of the controversy, it caused a certain pain. And I know I said I forgive you, I did that all for me. I prayed on it now, I could be free. My moms used to do coke. Pop wasn't around cause he would shoot dope. Wintertime I hustle for that new coat. I pulled a gun out on one of my brothers. We ain't fuck with each other cause I'll be damned if any nigga disrespected my mother. Yes Lord. And then you ask me if I love you, bro, of course. But there's certain lines in life you never cross. And your birthday coming up, so I'ma send you a card. I hope it put a smile on your face while you walking through that yard. Yes Lord. And when Kawan died, a part of me left with him. Wish I could talk to him and say how much I miss him. And I hear his voice, Mike, you need to kill these niggas. Cause you know we never feel these niggas. I swear, yes Lord. Yes Lord. Yes Lord. I can feel that spirit, I can feel. Yo, Kawan, I can feel you, bro. Every time I'm in that booth, man. That's a fact. Yo, Duval, I love you, bro. I know you in that yard. I know you in that cell. Push-ups, you know what I mean? Just keep holding your head, bro. You gonna be home soon, my nigga. That's my nigga. You know what I'm saying? We strong, we survive, baby. That's 100. Yes, Lord. Yes, Lord. Yes, Lord. Yes, Lord.
You already know. Your boy Lazarus. Top Dawn Empire. Success Music. Success Clothing. Success Boys. Caught up in crossfire. Y'all caught up. BX. Stand up. Bullets get exchanged. You're caught up in crossfire. Things ain't the same. You're caught up in crossfire. Caution yellow tape. You're caught up in crossfire. No, you're not safe. You're caught up in crossfire. Caught up in crossfire. Bullets get exchanged. Get caught up in crossfire. Caution yellow tape. You're caught up in crossfire. No, you're not safe. Get caught up in crossfire. I got these haters mad cause I'm heavily caking in my advance. I'm already the man, so don't worry about how much bread I be making. Me, I'm Freddy Krueger, Michael Myers, Jason, all combined with a mix of Wes Craven. I'm the top dog, my bars gotta go for them days. And where I'm from, you gotta watch for them agents. I get it poppin', goddamn, that's at every occasion. I'm blazing every verse that I drop sick. My hooks be amazing, elevating myself from being basic. I write all of my rhymes, I never need a replacement. So face it, if not, you catching a laceration. I'm Lazarus, I'm half beast, half amazing. Bullets get exchanged, you're caught up in crossfire. Things ain't the same, you're caught up in crossfire. Caution yellow tape, you're caught up in crossfire. No, you're not safe, you're caught up in crossfire. Caught up in crossfire. Bullets get exchanged, get caught up in crossfire. Caution yellow tape, get caught up in crossfire. No, you're not safe, get caught up in crossfire. Yo, I was taught to ride with my honor. That's word to my mom. I load the 40 up, it's on if it's drama. I done had block wars, goddamn on the bigger scale. 1/6 we push keys off a Richter scale. I had the big fiends, skinny like sickle cell. Got it locked from Hunts Point, Simpson down to Interville. The industry's my playground, it's my regular living as well. I'm a master with a rich thoughts. Blast you with a tray A for thinking you the big boss. Give your ass a supply from a rich port. I'm a fly guy, slick talk. I'm beyond what you thought. Success clothing. Motherfuck the top dog in New York. Bullets get exchanged, you're caught up in crossfire. Things ain't the same, you're caught up in crossfire. Caution yellow tape, you're caught up in crossfire. No, you're not safe, you're caught up in crossfire. Caught up in crossfire. Bullets get exchanged, get caught up in crossfire. Caution yellow tape, get caught up in crossfire. No, you're not safe, get caught up in crossfire.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Yo, what up, my people? You know who it is. It's your boy, Prophet Pete. And you tuned in to Prophet Radio. And we started off with a little tunes to start off the day right. Make sure that everybody good and hear all this wonderful music that we have out there today with all these independent artists doing things the way that they do it. And I feel that it's important that we support these independent artists because they do work hard. And although it may be easier to get music out there on different platforms, it is definitely harder to get your music really heard and not have it lost within the total cluster of beats and tunes and sounds. So, with that being said, I just want to say it's been a hell of a week. It's been a hell of a 2 weeks. March started off a little crazy, but the weather outside is amazing. Amazing. I must say, Mother Nature, the Lord up above has, you know, blessed us in New York with some temperatures that are very appealing to some of the things that we want to go outside and wear and just not having to worry about those New York winters. But you never know. March could be warm, April could be 6 feet of snow on the Tuesday, just because. But besides all that, I just want to talk a little bit about mindsets and the people that you have around and how it's important that you reevaluate your circle at different points and times in your life. Because something that may have seemed to work or it was conducive to what what you had going on at the moment doesn't necessarily mean that it is relevant at that point or this point in your life. And I realize, and anyone can fall victim to it, but usually the type of people you have around you, although you may not be exactly the same or even are cut from the same cloth or like-minded or whatever, but for whatever reason they are in your life at the moment, a lot of times their belief and their ways rub off on you. And without you even realizing it, you end up conforming to these bad habits and things that you may never had found yourself subjected to in the past. You're living it, and then your story and your failures and your suffering sounds exactly like theirs. And you take a look around and you realize that this ain't you and you never had to deal with this before. So how did you get here? And the only way to figure out how you got there is to step back and really take a look at what has transpired in your life for that period of time and see how things change and be honest with yourself. What really changed? What made you this way? Did you find a hole and you figured, hey, I got a shovel, let me just dig? But then you got halfway down and you was like, it's probably easier to just keep digging down than stop digging. Or actually use the shovel to like take some dirt from one side of the hole to make some steps on the other. But hey, can't fault yourself for what you did in the past and what you have done and what is going on at the moment. All you could do is self-reflect, make adjustments, move forward, and change what you got going on in a positive direction. But it takes you to realize it, and it doesn't matter the amount of people that are around you that can tell you, hey, you're messing up. Hey, think you want to do that? Or hey, I don't think that that's going to work out well for you. We got people in our lives that tell us that all the time. And a lot of times we tend to look at it as, you couldn't even walk a day in my shoes, so how is it your advice is going to work for me? It may or may not. But sometimes those little gems here and there actually point you in a direction that may help or get you to see something that you wasn't seeing at the moment. Sometimes you could be listening to a 5-year-old kid, and a 5-year-old kid is going to be the most honest kid that they can be because they don't really, well, I can't say they don't know how to lie. Depends on who their parents are. And, but kids are very honest, and they see things for what they are, and they tend not to be, have a corrupted mindset when it comes to certain things. And as we know, most kids, you can take a 2-year-old kid, it doesn't matter if the kids are black, white, purple, green, or orange, you put them together, all they know is that they're kids, they want to play and have fun. They don't have those stigmas, those bad habits or images that we tend to develop as we get older. And you can learn a lot from those around you. Just make sure what you're learning is going to help you grow. And it was something I read the other day, which actually freaking struck a chord with me. And it was, if you're ever with a person that says you never need no one else to grow but them, those are the same individuals that are attempting to hinder your growth. And they will sit there and say, I'm everything you need. I'm everything you want. I'm your everything. Take total trust in me, and I'll get you to where you need to go. And then you ask them for help. Now they too busy. It's the funniest, weirdest, but most narcissistic thing that you could ever come across as a human being. And usually 90% of the time, the people that tend to do that are the people that are closest. And they will hold you back only because they're afraid of what they're not able to do, or they're afraid to succeed, and they push their fears onto you. And it's a shame, but it happens. It happens in such a way that you can get lost as an individual within the words of that person that you held close, or the people that are around you that said they had your back, but they only had your back because they was literally tying a rope and a hook onto the back of your pants so that you wouldn't be able to go nowhere and limit your movements and your growth. Because the people that don't want to see you grow, or people that don't even have a vision for themselves, and they fail to believe within themselves, and to them, you are a threat to their well-being, to their natural order of things, or their perspective of life. So just always make sure that you reevaluate, self-assess, and adjust accordingly when you feel necessary. Because I have learned in the last few years that it is important to reset. It is important to take a step back. It is important to remove certain things and certain individuals from your life because they no longer fit. And like Joel Osteen says, many times people are in your life for a reason or a season. And it's true, and that season can be one of your most monumental growth periods, or it could be one of the worst periods in your life where you're going through something. And these people are there either to hinder you or to push you forward, but they are there for a purpose. Either the devil sent them or God sent them. They're either there to protect you or hurt you. So take the time out and just think about that for a moment, because I think it's important to sometimes talk to yourself and really get deep enough in the situation. But on a lighter note, for those of you that didn't know but you're going to know now, South by Southwest, the event for 2020, has been canceled due to the coronavirus, which is understandable because of the amount of people that are traveling from different states or from around the world. And they're being introduced in masses, and there probably isn't a real great way to, stop the transition of the virus if there was anyone that was infected or is infected that may attend this event. So shout outs to South by Southwest for doing what they needed to do to ensure that this pandemic does not continue to spread amongst the world. Because, not for nothing, the coronavirus is not just in the United States. It just isn't in China. Like, this is a world problem right now. As the numbers of the amount of people that have contracted the coronavirus, and I say contracted the coronavirus, which I mean tested positive, not was quarantined because they had a cough and a fever, but came up negative. The people that actually contracted the virus is in the low 100,000s. And the amount of people that have died worldwide is in the thousands. But we must understand that we can't allow the press, the news, the media to control the way that we react to these things. We have dealt with other outbreaks of other diseases and other viruses that have caused a larger threat to society. Flesh-eating bacteria, Ebola, and SARS and things of this nature. So we need to just make sure that we take the precaution, but going to the extreme is necessarily not the thing to do, because we can cause more harm than good. Spraying Lysol in the air every 10 seconds is definitely not a thing you want to do. For those of you that don't know, in aerosol cans there is a chemical known as R134. And this chemical, although it has minimal effect on the ozone, in a small room, you spray enough of it, it is actually taking the place of oxygen in the room. So you might not get the coronavirus, but you might just suffocate and pass out due to lack of oxygen in the room. And also these chemicals that are in these cans, if we continue to spray them, we are actually inhaling these things. So we might be causing long-term harm to ourselves versus just doing what is known to be done and has been protocol for years and years and decades and centuries. All you got to do is make sure that you stay sanitary, wash your hands. If you are coughing, you cover your mouth, and if you sneeze, you cover your mouth, not with the use of your hands, but your shoulder or your sleeve or your arm. And do not go around just touching and everything with your hands, because there are some people that don't wash correctly and still cough in their hand as a natural reaction, or sneeze in their hand because they couldn't get to their arm. And just make sure you take care of yourself. New Rochelle is under quarantine up in Westchester. We're having a good time in New York. Not necessarily a good time, but it is something a little different, where we have the National Guard coming through the quarantine town in Westchester, which my days on this earth, I've never heard of it happening. But hey, I can say I lived through it. But I wish everyone the best that is in New Rochelle, that is under this quarantine, and I help whatever situation that arose to have the National Guard, the state of emergency being declared, and this martial law situation to happen, that it gets rectified and everyone and anyone that may be sick or will get sick does not pass away. So we're going to take this quick music break. When we come back, I'm going to talk a little bit more about some new music and my view on what hip hop has become today, and if I feel it's going to change or it's going to stay the same. All right, y'all. So you already know who this is. It's your boy Prophet Pete from the city that never sleeps, and I don't eat street meat. So only New Yorkers really know about that street meat. We got the halal carts with the halal brothers all around the city. Used to be good, but I think it's a little different now. Coronavirus messed a lot of things up. And also, before we go to break, for those of you that haven't watched the news, Donald Trump is actually trying to get a suspension or a block on federal income tax to help stimulate the economy, because people are not spending money and people are not able to get to work. So whatever funds that they are getting, may be from a week or two ago, their checks that they will be receiving in the near future, if they would be able to remove or suspend the federal income tax, we would actually have a little bit more money. But I think that everything comes at a cost, especially when the words come out of Donald Trump's mouth. And the suspension of federal income tax this year just means that it will be an increase next year. Just saying. So just watch out for that.
Yeah. This one for all my K1s. Let's go. A1 niggas. I see you, bro. Yeah.
Is the Legion.
I got my amigos, then my brothers. We ain't tricking, we ain't slipping, we too focused. I got my amigos, then my brothers. We be drinking, we be smoking, we be loaded. I got my amigos, then my brothers. No, we flexing in this section, no, you know this. I got my amigos, then my brothers. We ain't tricking, we ain't slipping, we too focused. Yeah. All of my brothers official, on point like a missile. People line man, we just line man, no time for the sneak dissing. I'm just trying to get it bankroll. That my homie think the same too. No, we hitting, we a big business, spitting game dog, we don't never lose. Nah, it ain't intimidation. We just a big statement. My homies they ride, no switching no sides. I can't hang around with fakers. That ain't how a brother move. No, you sure you gon' choose. Looking sick, got the flu. I can't tell him what to do. None of my brothers is like that. We get excited when we divided. That mean everybody eating. No, we flexing this weekend. That's my dog, that's my homie. He ain't never acting phony. To the top where we going. We double love, we got motion. Then my brothers. We ain't tricking, we ain't slipping, we too focused. I got my amigos. Then my brothers. We be drinking, we be smoking, we be loaded. I got my amigos. Then my brothers. No, we flexing in this section, no, you know it. I got my amigos. Then my brothers. We ain't tricking, we ain't slipping, we too focused.
Yeah, man, you know what it is, man. Be doubling in this motherfucker. That's what we do all day, every day. We get to that bag, we chase that bag. It ain't none of that bullshit, you heard? All day. Let's go, hey. DJ Chef in this motherfucker. I'm representing for my brother, always 100. That's my guy, my right hand. Shout out to anybody listening to this track. You know what it is, man. Be double A.
Somebody gotta tell her how it is. And not how it might be. On God. Niggas wanna fly but be afraid to jump. Be built to pop and show your mama she ain't raised a punk. It get dirty in the field, you gotta face the funk. Cause when money for them bills can come in late this month, you gotta risk a better loss to eat off better folks. Learn how to run shit so that you never walk. Make sure them phones ain't never off, you get caught, never talk. Hoes get paid for brain, don't take no nickels for your thoughts. Keep them hammers on your hip like guns legal in New York. Cause if you're caught slipping, think what it'll cost. I seen too many good ones die with keys to a Porsche. Killers go away for college and earn degrees up north. I never seen the good and bad. I bury niggas I thought couldn't die, that got grounded for looking fly. Fresh to death and looked alive. And the nigga that did it and hear the news and looked surprised. He be them niggas that you went to school with, that'll catch you while you in your new it. He turn your brains into cool with. Niggas that you run around getting ass with, ain't gon' help you do nothing but carry a casket. He be them niggas that you went to school with, that'll catch you while you in your new it. He turn your brains into cool with. Niggas that you run around getting ass with, ain't gon' help you do nothing but carry a casket. I ain't know what love was till I lost a loved one. You gotta check locations where niggas showing they love from. If your nigga catch feelings for cookies, he love crumbs. But if he get too close to the jar, show him you love guns. Niggas be in they feelings like some fresh shoes, cause they can't profit off your next move. I'm the shit, it is me you gotta excuse. You know how many winners I let lose, cause they was tryna cross me like some neck Jews. What y'all feeding these rats, it ain't pet food. These are lessons you couldn't learn in your best schools. Like when the money's on the wood, how to make the desk move. Ain't nothing about success unsuccessful. You bound to get fucked if you jumping in the sex pool. There's levels to this shit, I play by step rules. Like after step one, just know who to step to. He be them niggas that you went to school with, that'll catch you while you in your new it. He turn your brains into cool with. Niggas that you run around getting ass with, ain't gon' help you do nothing but carry a casket. He be them niggas that you went to school with, that'll catch you while you in your new it. He turn your brains into cool with. Niggas that you run around getting ass with, ain't gon' help you do nothing but carry a casket.
No cliche. I was an outcast, middle name Andre. 3,000 minimum on a bad day. I was broke looking for a payday. Blood money, now my hunter's blue face. You ain't you don't just another protege. I see through all the fake X-rays. Swerve on the hate nigga in the race. Move, fit him with a touche. Move, fit him with a touche. Curve a little tree show on Tuesday. Loyalty's just a word, boy, you too fake. Move, fit him with a touche. Move, fit him with a touche. Curve a little tree show on Tuesday. Loyalty's just a word, boy, you too fake. I put the B in Balenciaga. My dog keep that pressure for heavy drama. They ain't swiping for fun, they swipe for the commas. Ain't beat my case and it caused some drama. Hopped out the bed, I'm a veteran. How you gon' ride, you a pedestrian? Bitch, I'm too young to be settling. Niggas is bitches, they feminine. I got the cake, she got some cake. I watch her shake it on the floor. You a consumer, I'm an entrepreneur. Bitch, I rock my own clothes. Trisha ain't basic, she don't know your playlist. J don't controlling the height. Scoop the long range just a snipe. Can't get no leg, nigga, life. Do the two shake on the hooted and Layla. I'm trapped in the trap with some Jamaican pesos. My future shine like baguettes. You too broke to pay respect. Phone jumping, that's an income. Perform a show, that's an income. My music stream, that's an income. Stay away with your bro syndrome. Move, fit him with a touche. Move, fit him with a touche. Curve a little tree show on Tuesday. Loyalty's just a word, boy, you too fake. Move, fit him with a touche. Move, fit him with a touche. Curve a little tree show on Tuesday. Loyalty's just a word, boy, you too fake.
Nipsey, man. Yeah. West Side, Aces, Brooklyn, Fame Life, High School.
Catch me through your city, low riding hydraulics, so violent, bouncing alpines, bumping that Biggie, ugly face, no smiling, cops profiling. They ain't got no knowledge. Wanna know who the fuck is he? Moving at a low mileage by the college, fuck class hopping, catch your footing, girl, cause I ain't stopping. We're rolling up the smoke, spokes on Murder She Wrote. We rolling like mobsters, even lights can't stop us. Say to stare through they binoculars, they follow us. Hearts keep popping up, we too cool and popular. My views more ocular, my mood more opera, dramatic when I'm famished. I don't like to deal with static. Get your cable disconnected. Want the prize? Well, shit, you been selected. Brooklyn resurrected. Pull up to your illest session, sitting in the killer section. Get digested by my intestines. Send your friend a message. Hey. Yeah, but I'm just cruising down the street in my 6'4". Cruising down the street in my 6'4". Cruising down the street in my 6'4". Jacking the bitches, slapping the hoes. Went to the park to get the scoop. Knuckleheads out there, cold shoes and hook. I said, cruising down the street in my 6'4". Cruising down the street in my 6'. Soft top on a hard block, hard black snapback, Shot Town, white socks, bougie with the groupies like. I don't like thoughts, type of nigga shoot a 3 and 10. Nice shot, wheels never stop, white walls. Ride like we don't like laws. G in the sun dressed like she don't like draws. In the driveway, grandma say turn down the fucking noise. Pulled up to the park, about to fuck with my fucking boys. Car sitting sideways, how I parked it. Fire sparking, like we some arsons. We got me coughing. Cypher done back in the front seat, that's my office. Moving in maneuvers, Coronas in the cooler. It's Long Beach, it get deep like scuba. More fish in the sea. Impalas hold my dollars. Smoke scholars, roll proper. Oh, that's your chick shit. I had no knowledge. Hey, bitch, better wait when you roll by us. Cruising down the street in my 6'4". Cruising down the street in my 6'4". Cruising down the street in my 6'4". Jacking the bitches, slapping the hoes. Went to the park to get the scoop. Knuckleheads out there, cold shoes and hook. I said, cruising down the street in my 6'4". Cruising down the street in my 6'. Now bounce. Yeah. 6'4", cruising. Where they at though? 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 Where they at? Bounce, shit, bounce. Just cruising down the street in my 6'4". Cruising down the street in my 6'4". Cruising down the street in my 6'4".
Girl, I love the way you wine for me. I see you got your ice on me. I like it when you move it slow. What is your name? I gotta know. I know where we could go. Yeah. I love it when you wine for me. I see you got your ice on me. I like it when you move it slow. What is your name? I gotta know. I know where we could go. Yeah. I love it when you wine for me. I see you got your eyes on me. I know you wanna ride with me. Roll a spliff and get high with me. You can touch the sky with me. You can live and die with me. Just make sure you loyal to me. Girl, you talking to the blue. Watch this. Yeah, everything is good.
You know me money, prefer the BED. No matter, still how she's sweating heavy. She never ready for this time when me unleash. Under lock and key, like Jet Li. Play a chess, only she gonna check me. Me's her favorite child, she got me Nestle. Early morning, she get the best me. Cook up the proper recipe. Deep in a that like Tiba, hit and a Jet Li. Cook up provision, catfish and ackee. Have your lullaby from the khaki. That means my mission complete. She said, No emote, nobody can compete. Dillinja, you do the things that's so sweet. She said, oh, we run it in like athlete. You know what, Dillinja, we just start singing.
When you wine on me. I see you got your ice on me. I like it when you move it slow. What is your name? I gotta know. I know where we could go. Yeah.
Love the way you whine, the way you do it, baby girl. You know you are so fine. Do it for me one more time. You whine, the way you do it every time. Me don't know nobody else like you. Me, eyes on me.
I love it when you wipe on me.
Give me the back down.
I see you got your ice on me.
Good guys music didn't jump.
I like it right now. Move it slow. What is your name? I know.
Everybody like you.
Where we could go.
High grade right now. Love all your hype on me, all your hype on me. Your ice on me. Girl, I see me freezing, icy. She like one lick it like ice, you know. Roll the dice, don't think twice. Skip the back.
That Bloom shit, man. They already know.
I'm crazy for this one.
I came from hard times, man. Hard times. If I need that cash, get out my way. Please get out. Huh? And I'ma get this cash, get out my way, get out my way. Yeah. I'ma get this bag by the day, baby. I'ma get this cash, get out my way, get out my way. Yeah. And I'ma get this bag by the day, baby. I'ma get this cash, get out my way, get out my way. Yeah. And I'ma get this bag by the day, baby. Yeah, right now. And feel like my hustle game, please don't come around. I was born to get the cash, so please pipe down. Niggas talking funny, I call them niggas clowns. They call my brother Osama, so please calm down. We was taught to get the money, I'm talking about a mile. That's 2-1 shit. Nigga, I been doing stripping, and I been counting dollars, that's that big boy shit. I need them big boy whips, so they feeling me, baby. I ain't gon' stop till I get that mansion looking so lazy. And my family good too. Take more trips I ain't do. Taking more some trips I ain't do. Huh? I'ma get this cash, get in my way, get in my way. Yeah. I'ma get this bag by the day, yeah. I'ma get this cash, get in my way, get in my way. Yeah. And I'ma get this bag by the day, yeah. I'ma get this cash, get in my way, get in my way. Yeah. And I'ma get this bag by the day, yeah. I'ma get this cash, get in my way, get in my way. Yeah. And I'ma get this bag by the day, by the day. Tune in. Yo, they call me Woo, man. I'm from LI, Nassau County, Exit 21. You already know I'm in the building.
Oh, gosh. You're far, buddy.
Yep, and I'm outside, always outside.
Always outside?
Yep, shout out to Brooklyn, Queens, Manhattan, the whole barrel. You already know. I'm doing it from New York.
So my guy, Mr. Wu, how you doing, brother?
Doing fine, and you? Doing good?
I'm good. So we just played that track right there.
Yeah.
Tell us a little bit about that track.
Basically, get out the way, like, whoever in my way, get out my way right now. Because I'm trying to get that bag, you know what I'm saying? Like, you don't like the way I hustle, get out my way. You don't like the way I talk, get out my way. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's my grind.
It's you gonna do what you need to do you, and If you ain't with the movement,
get from the way. Get out my way.
Yeah, I guess that's just the way it needs to be. And
Yeah.
you know, it's funny because I was talking about that a little earlier
Mm-hmm.
in the earlier part of the show, and I was saying that you know a lot of times we have people that are around us that kind of hinder our growth.
Yeah.
But then you sit there and something just happens. It's like one day it's like, wait, hold up, what am I doing wrong? Something ain't right.
Something ain't right.
I gotta change something, and then
Yeah.
you're like, yo, you know what? You can sit over there, take a seat over there. I don't need you because
You gotta just keep that good energy around you. That's the only thing. Like keep you going. Like that's it. If there's not no good energy around you, make sure yourself have the good energy. That's it. Like,
yeah, and you know sometimes you can be your worst enemy.
yeah, you could.
So you get caught up in something, and it's like you start telling yourself you can't do it, or what the efforts that you put in are not good enough, or whatever. Then it starts as an artist, it starts to reflect in your music.
Yeah.
And it sounded like you had a real good time with that joint.
Yeah, I did. Like everything I say come up from the heart. Like I don't really write nothing down. I just go in the studio, yo, hit that for me. That's it.
So how long have you been recording?
You gonna be surprised when I say this.
Like 2 weeks?
2 months.
2 months?
2
Oh,
months.
okay.
I never had an Instagram.
Never
had an Instagram.
Nah?
Nope.
No Instagram?
No Instagram.
No.
Just made an Instagram.
And just said, you know what? You gonna do what you do.
Yeah, because I'm like, fuck it, I'm gonna do the music, right? And I'm like, I'm gonna just go outside, hustle. But everybody kept saying like, you need an Instagram to get you wanna do the music. You need an Instagram. I just made an Instagram. But I be outside so much, I don't really need Instagram because I'm outside networking. But
Right, because it's different. It's weird because I tell people, usually, I don't know how old you are.
31.
31.
Yeah.
So, you know, there was a point in time in music where hand in hand and meeting people.
And that's how I was trying to do it, being outside.
Right.
Yeah.
But there's probably a lot of people out there that are telling you need an Instagram, you need this.
Yep.
That they really didn't understand that era. They weren't in that era, so they don't know.
Yeah,
So they say, yo, you know what? Yo, do an Instagram and everything else. I think Instagram is cool to promote little things here and there.
Yeah.
But it's never gonna be better than being outside,
Because to me,
being somewhere.
To me, Instagram makes some people lazy because they just sit there and wait for the moment, like post their songs, post their stuff, thinking somebody will just come to them and they DM like, yo, I see you doing this, doing that. You gotta be outside, bro.
Yeah, you
like,
gotta be outside,
you have to be outside.
and I think where a lot of people get lost at is that they don't wanna. They do music, but they don't do music for the gram. So they not out there.
Or they do it for 10 people.
Right. On the block, they just chilling.
Yeah,
Oh, yo, come on, let's just, they in their basement or whatever. Whatever it be, and they do it down there. And then they got a bunch of yes men and they put out trash music anyway. But we're going to get into that later.
Okay.
But you have to, like I've seen artists that they're so used to just putting up 1 minute clips.
Yeah.
Because that's what you get on Instagram,
1 minute.
legit 1 minute. With IGTV, you get to do stuff a little bit longer now, but typically it's 1 minute. People's attention span is really short.
Yeah. It is. That's why if you listen to my songs, I sent you.
Yeah, you got to keep them short to make sure. Yeah, I was looking at it because I played it. I'm like, the last song I played was longer. This one's about half of that.
Because radio play, they're not playing your whole song.
No, they don't. They don't play your whole song anyway.
So I just get them a little taste of what I got. You know what I'm saying? You want to hear more?
And I think that, you know, with them not being outside and doing certain things, they fall short. Because I've seen artists have some decent music.
Yeah.
But they get on stage and they stiff.
They stiff. And another thing, bro, I see from performing, like I be at Secrets, Bikini Boxing, performing there, if you ever heard of that.
With Hot Rock.
Yeah, but Hot Rock. I got one Saturday coming up.
Hot Rod used to be a DJ here.
Yeah, shout out to DJ Hot Rod too.
My man, DJ Hot Rod.
Shout out to E-Mac too, man, because he's the first one that gave my showcase, man. Shout out to E-Mac, man. Hood Streets, man.
Alright, E-Mac was here for a little bit too.
Shout out to Hood Streets, man. That's the first game, my first show.
Yeah. Like, I've seen it. And it's because with society and the way stuff is, they tend to since they spend all their time in front of their phone just recording.
Yeah.
When they get in front of people, they don't know what to do.
And the sound effect they use in the studio, they don't practice it before.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
so, I wasn't, when auto-tunes came out, that was a T-Pain thing and stuff like that back in the days. And now it's like a staple for a lot of artists. But there's artists that perform live that don't use the auto-tunes.
Yeah, they don't. Excuse me. You know another thing about that auto-tune? You know what it is? People could sing, but coming from the hood, people like, oh, this nigga singing. You know what I mean? Like, they just scared to get it out. But people can sing, bro. Like, real niggas that really can sing. You know what I'm saying?
Like, Tory Lanez, I give it to Tory Lanez. Tory Lanez is nasty with it. Not only can he rap, but, he could sing. But the first time I ever seen him, like, do a live performance, and I was like, how is this going to work?
Yeah.
Like, with this auto-tune shit.
But now they got the auto-tune mic though.
Right, so it was like, he did it. I was like, okay. That's how it's done. Like, it was like, okay, pretty cool. So, it's I think people need to understand, especially as artists, especially when you get out there and you want to perform, you have to be able to give the people what you giving them on a recording when you out there in front of them. Yeah. And then, in a way, you got to be personable and be able to move the crowd and network. Like, you got to be hyped with it.
You got to be hyped with it. Yeah.
If you're not hyped with it, then...
What's the point?
Yeah, like, why are you out there? Just stick to SoundCloud and you'll be all right.
That's it.
And
I don't have none of my music on none of that yet. I'm dropping my probably EP hopefully next week.
Wait, hold up.
No music out. All my people know my songs from being outside.
Like,
performing.
Like this is a little nuts.
Yeah.
Because you've been doing this for 2 months.
Yeah.
You sent me 3 tracks.
3 tracks.
Right? You about to put an EP out.
Yep.
And you got no music nowhere, but the
only
people
got
that...
one video on YouTube. That's it.
That's it.
One whipping in the pot. I've been up there for 2 months.
2 months. So that was the first day you put out. You was like, okay.
Yep.
And it seems like you be working.
I be working. If I go perform these songs, watch everybody sing them. You go see it. Bikini Boxing Saturday. You know what I mean? And none of my music got, but when I perform, the crowd singing my song. Cause I be outside.
Yeah, you be outside. And being outside is how you get known.
Shout out to the Secrets too, man. Shout out to Secrets.
Yeah, Secrets.
Secrets really look up.
That's dope. So we're gonna get into another track. What's the next one you want me to play?
You can play Big Difference, but that's the really what I'm promoting, Big Difference.
Now before we get into it, I see this one's a little bit longer.
Yeah.
Right, this one's a little bit longer, but what was the inspiration behind this track?
You know what it was? Tell you the truth. Somebody had got on my nerves one day, complaining about stuff, this and that. And I just said it's a big difference. Like, I don't really brag because I really had to get off my ass. I ain't wait on my mom and dad. You know what I mean? Like, so everybody can relate to this. If you want to wait on your moms or wait on your dad, even if you had good parents, you stood there and wait on them, you'll see on this track right here, it's a big difference.
I bet.
Yeah.
So, introduce this for me, because you'll do it better than me.
Yo, man, this Bull Man from Long Island, Nassau County. This right here, Big Difference.
The big difference, man. Difference, man. Had to really go do it, man.
Quantum on spaceship.
Difference between me and you. I had to go get off my ass. I had to go get a bag. You waiting on mom and dad. Difference between me and you. I had to get off my ass. I had to go get a bag. You waiting on mom and dad. Difference between me and you. I had to get off my ass. I had to go get a bag. You waiting on mom and dad. don't waste my time talking play.
Spaceship.
Difference between me and you. I had to go get off my ass. I had to go get a bag. You waiting on moms and dad. Difference between me and you. I had to get off my ass. I had to go get a bag. You waiting on moms and dad. Difference between me and you. I had to get off my ass. I had to go get a bag. You waiting on moms and dad. Difference between me and you. I had to get off my ass. I had to go get a bag. You waiting on moms and dad. Moving too fast, that get you jammed up. Older bro told me how to play with the dances. I was always on the strip trying to do some damn like today. I was really vibing, trying to be a champion, trying to make $1 million for a dollar. Feeling really wanting to take that money up, calling that a fucking settlement. If you like the way I talk, get on my face. Difference between me and you. I had to go get off my ass. I had to go get a bag. You waiting on moms and dad. Difference between me and you. I had to get off my ass. I had to go get a bag. You waiting on moms and dad. Difference between me and you. I had to get off my ass. I had to go get a bag. You waiting on moms and dad. Difference between me and you. I had to get off my ass. I had to go get a bag. You waiting on moms and dad.
Like, just, yo, but I don't understand it. Oh, but they didn't want to, and oh, but why not? And yeah, I can see it. Like, it's a big deal. Like, fuck you complaining about?
If they didn't call me complaining, I probably would have made that song.
Yeah, yo, look at that. Well, don't say that too loud, because they might want to cut now.
Hey.
You know?
If you ain't make me mad, I would have made that song. Like, it's a big difference between me and you. I had to get off my ass. I had to get a bag.
Yeah.
I had to wait on my mom and my dad. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and it's the truth, because I think that actually transitions over into hip hop and just music making in general, due to the fact that the platforms and the streaming and all these different things is just a couple of clicks of a button.
That's it.
You know, and it's like, boom, oh, now I'm an artist. Like, no.
No. That's why they didn't pay me on the platforms yet.
Yeah.
I didn't want to make myself feel comfortable. Like, oh, my shit's streaming. Oh, now I'm chilling, feeling comfortable. No, I want to be outside more.
Yeah.
I need to be outside. I ain't at where I'm at yet. Like, I want to go over there somewhere. Like, fall.
Yeah.
Like,
and it's crazy, because just to hear that, like, it's what tends to work the most in this industry is, and the people that get the farthest are the ones to decide, yo, I'm gonna do something different.
Yeah.
Like, I ain't gonna do what everybody else is gonna do. Yo, if you hear about me, you gonna hear about me because you seen me, and you was at where I was at, or you passed by and somebody told you about me because they saw me.
Yeah.
Because just imagine, like, you're not on those platforms, but there's hundreds of thousands of millions of people that upload music every day.
And everybody know that song right there just from me being outside.
Yeah.
Yep. Big
So
difference.
it's a big difference. They're like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Play that big difference. Hot Rod, like, Hot Rod played that big difference.
Yeah. My man Hot Rod. I know he got a lot of things going on. That's why he wasn't here, but he was here for a while.
Yeah, he doing his thing.
Yeah. He works. He's out there.
Yeah, he outside.
He's outside a lot.
He got me outside. Like,
yeah.
Be with him all the time. Like,
yeah. He used to have a joint in Queens. I don't know, at Nutty's. I don't think he does it.
We did Nutty's 2 weeks ago on Thursday.
On Thursday, he used to be at Nutty's on Tuesday.
We did it.
It used to be a Tuesday thing, every Tuesday.
We did it Thursday.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
And then after that Thursday, that following Tuesday, I did Nutty's again.
Oh, okay.
He wasn't there doing DJ, somebody else was.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So,
yeah.
And that was a little contest. First place win $300. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I ain't coming first place, but I ain't hurt my pride. I'm still outside.
You still outside. Like, yeah. I think it's important that you just maintain the being present.
Mm-hmm. You know what it is too? We're living in an era like, if one artist, hot artist out right now, everybody trying to steal that wave, so they're taking to that one sound. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, like
Pop Smoke gave a new sound. Rest in peace to Pop Smoke.
Yeah, his is a little different. Like, it's funny because they compared him to like a 50 Cent because of with the deep voice and
he's young too. He was young.
Gone way too soon. When he first came out, the first time I heard him, that the thing I had a problem with, and it wasn't really with Pop Smoke, it was more the people that were pushing his music or the label that he was on. Yeah. That Welcome to the Party and Dior sounded very similar. Very similar. Couple of songs sounded very similar, and then when they would play the song,
that was his wave though. Of his craft, though. So.
And it was just like if they played the 3 songs, it's like, what song am I listening to right now?
Yeah.
So you didn't know the difference until you heard the hook, and it was like, oh, okay, I'm listening to Dior. Oh, Welcome to the Alright, I'm listening to that one.
Yeah. So I say for most upcoming artists, it'd be the same. It'd be like that though, until they start getting the money and they start changing their little style.
And then
who they feature with, they can come out their box. You know what I mean?
Because from what I heard, and we know 50 right now is executive producing his album.
Yeah, that's a good look on that.
That sounds crazy. That already, I just forget it. We all know 50 know how to make money.
Yeah, he's a good man for that. Like,
yeah. So his family gonna be taken care of and all that. Pop Smoke's family. But Angie Martinez said that there were some songs that right before he passed, Pop Smoke was at the studio, and after the interview, he played her about 6 songs, and she was like, they were totally different. They went in a different direction of what everybody heard. Which when I heard that, I was like, I would love to hear what else he got.
Yeah. Cause that Mini Man he got, that's one of my favorite songs.
Yeah.
Like that Mini Man, one of my favorite songs. But.
Yeah. So I think he's not here no more, but his music lives on, and it's sad that he is gone.
And I give every artist a chance. I don't just pick and choose who I like. I listen to everybody. You know what I mean? Like, video wise, I just want to see people working on. You know what I mean? Like, so I give everybody a chance. Like.
And I think, and this is something that I believe happened in hip hop, and like you just said a little while ago, many people catch on to they listen to what's hot, they latch on to it, and then they don't want to hear nothing else. And then even artists that are making music make similar music sounding the same.
Just for me going to the showcases, I see artists trying to sound like, you know what I mean?
Yeah. And I think that you got to the only way you're going to be able to, as an artist, be able to supersede that is you listening and giving everybody a chance.
Yeah.
Because you'll hear something that you probably never thought that could have really influenced something that you was making or adjustment of what you was doing.
Yeah.
We got an artist, his name is Pure Dynamite. He's done some performances at Hot Rod or whatever at some of the events. And he had this joint. He has 2 songs, and I want to say a couple of weeks ago he had a single release party, and I want to say it was at Secrets.
It probably was. What's the name again?
Pure Dynamite, and the joint name was called Carousel.
I probably do know him.
Carousel, and his style is more like a Luke type flow, raunchy, nasty talk. So, but that's him.
Yeah.
Like you hear him, you don't hear nothing. Like, no, that's Pure Dynamite. Like,
you want to hear.
Right.
That's what I want. Like, yo, bro, you don't sound like nobody. That's what I want.
Right. So he has some joint called the Nudie Ball, and the first time, and then it's just crazy because the dude was a porn star. He was a porn star at one time. He's a swinger type guy, and then
he outside.
He outside, right? And I can tell you, the day that we played his song, Nudie Bar, we all got caught off guard. We had a room full of people, and we got caught off guard. It's like,
damn,
show me. Like it started. Show me the way to that Nudie Bar. Oh, don't ask why. We all looking like, what the fuck? But before the song was over, everybody in here was singing the shit.
That's how you want it though.
And it was was just crazy, and I'm like, yo, this guy got something.
Yeah, yeah. It's talent out there.
It's talent, and I think that, and there's so many people that have been in hip hop for a long time that said what's happening, the reason why hip hop started, the birth of hip hop, we actually turned into what we were created to stop. Because they said that hip hop was to overcome what was happening in disco.
Yeah, like look at the South. Like it's artists coming out the South every week, especially from Atlanta and Memphis. Like that's one of the two biggest things right now. Atlanta and Memphis, artists coming out every week because everybody helping each other, supporting. That's it.
Yeah.
And I think New York, why we can't do it?
Oh boy.
Why New York can't do it?
You know why?
Like
our egos are too damn big.
Brooklyn got a big buzz. Like Brooklyn got a lot of artists. Like,
Brooklyn has a lot of art, and Brooklyn has a lot of dope artists.
yeah.
And where I didn't think I would hear a lot of great artists from, is from the island.
Yo.
It's crazy because
I tell you, like hearing me, I was pushing artists. You know what I mean? One person take a chance to come to my studio where I'm at, they be like, "Yo, bro, really?" It's artists, it's yo. People got talent out there, yo.
Yeah.
Nobody give a time of day.
And it's weird because, you know, in New York, I think we are our own biggest critics. And then, although we're in New York City, we're so subdivided. So it's like, yo, you from Brooklyn, just because you from Brooklyn, I ain't gonna support your joint. Yo, you from Harlem, I ain't gonna support you. Yo, you from here, I ain't gonna support you.
I'm from the same hood from Eddie Murphy, same hood Dr. J. You know what I'm saying? I could go on and on, like.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? Like.
like it's crazy. And then,
Same hood. Like,
you know, I could say growing up, be like, nah, no rappers come from Long Island.
Yeah.
Long Island niggas is soft. Like,
like
they soft. What they know about being in the hood, they live in a house and blah 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 and all that. Oh, they got driveways. Like I grew up in the hood, so it's like, what you know about
the only
this?
thing I can tell people when they say, yo, what Long Island, go to Google. Go to Google. That's it. Google it.
Man, listen.
That's
I spent I spent my adult years out in Queens and stuff like that. That's where I grew up. When I grew up, but
you see the era we living in? Oh, it's not hood. Oh, it's not this. Why we want to be like that though?
There's no need to. There's no need to. Like at this point, it shouldn't be that anymore. Like the scariest places are the fucking suburbs, as you ask me.
Yeah.
Like those are the worst.
Yeah.
Like I ain't know nothing about home invasions until I moved out to Queens.
Yeah.
Like I lived in Rosedale, so it was Rosedale, Valley Streams. Like I'm at the edge. Like I was there, and I'm like shit used to happen, and nobody would hear a thing. You would hear about it after dead bodies and all types of shit.
You coming from the projects, the buildings, and all that. You coming to Allen or the borderline of Queens or whatever, and buy a house. You at work, your whole house get broken.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, I ain't know this was like that. It's the same everywhere, bro.
Yeah, like
it's the houses. That's
yeah,
it.
it's just that's the only difference. And Hempstead, like
shout out to Hempstead, shout out to Hempstead.
Yo, go to Hempstead. Hempstead is some places you like, nah, I ain't going over there. Like, nope, I ain't going over there. I knew some of the people I used to work with in Hempstead, and they had huge ass dogs just to try and protect their house when they was there and not there. It didn't work, but
I went to Hempstead High School for a minute, so I already know how.
Yeah, so you know it's one of those things you should never pass judgment, and I think that in New York we pass judgment on each other so much
for no reason.
For no reason, we actually hinder our growth. Like people I think people from outside of New York literally laugh at us.
Yeah, they do.
They're like, yo, y'all clowns, like really? Yeah. And then if someone from New York goes out of state and perform, the love is ridiculous. It's like, it's just crazy. You even go to Jersey, it's different. And that's just right over the water.
Right there.
Right there. Like, we don't even claim Staten Island. That's how fucked up we are.
We all connected.
Right. It's like Staten Island ain't New York.
You take a look at that map. We together.
Yeah, all of us. Right there.
Allen.
And it's just weird. And I think that if we change that and got back to what I do realize is that if you remember back in the days, there was a lot more collaboration records.
It was.
So you had a dude from the Bronx, dude from Queens, dude from Brooklyn hop on a track they carry their own style,
That's
and they just made the record hot.
That's what I'm doing right now. Like, shout out to my boy Arzu. He from the Bronx. He would have been here with me today, but stuff happened. But
Yeah.
you know what I mean? He'll be outside networking. Harlem, the Bronx, Far Rock, everywhere. Like,
Yeah.
Make a name for myself. That's it.
Yeah, and it's good that I see it change. Eventually, it is gonna change.
Yeah.
The people that are not doing certain things that get weeded out, they're not gonna be around. They're not gonna last.
Yeah.
But that's with any era and any time. You can sit there and you can be fake, but for so long until real recognize real, then you're not gonna be seen no more. That's just it. And I don't even think people, have ciphers and stuff like that like they used to.
No, they don't.
They don't. And on Thursdays, the other show that I host, that is a cipher show.
Okay.
So it's usually 3-4 artists we have in here. We talk a little bit. We talk about their music. We play their music. We move the table. We drop the mic from the ceiling. And the last hour is just...
I might have to bring somebody up here.
Yo, I'm telling you, it's just beats.
From the alley, you know what I mean?
Just beats and bars. Like, that's what we do. It's just boom.
Good.
Yeah, man. And to me, when I'm hearing just being able to bear witness to that, shows me that there's still life out there.
Yeah, like, shout out to Lola Lux. Like, what he doing too, like, he know it's a difference between bars and music. You know what I mean? Like, people need to get paid for the bars. Like, people getting paid for this music. You know what I mean? Everybody that know how to rap, like, oh, he rap, but he can't make a song. You know what I mean? Like, so.
But I think where that comes into play is artist development, which has gotten lost.
But you know, some people don't want to change their style or their craft though. Like, they just want to keep doing the same thing.
Yeah. Yeah, they want to keep doing the same thing and not really change up what they're doing, which is unfortunate. But one day, eventually, they're gonna have to change.
Yeah.
Although, if they want to continue doing what they're doing.
Yeah, if you want to make some music, if you're on that radio, getting them spins, or you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah. And what do you feel is important to you? Is it more getting signed, or is it more getting your music heard?
getting my music heard.
So, if they came to you and they said, yo, you've been doing this for 2 months. You about to drop this EP.
Yeah.
We want to sign you to a 360 deal. We're going to give you $250,000 up front. What would you do?
What I do? Something to think about.
Something to think about?
Yeah. It's a lot goes in that contract. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, well, a 360 deal. They own you, your music, your life,
Yeah, I don't want them to own me.
your socks, your sneakers, your underwear.
Nah,
Like,
I'd rather still be outside.
yeah, like, and
I'm not selling my soul.
I don't think any artist should.
Yeah,
I don't think any artist should. I think the ones that tend to sign into those deals and things like that are the ones that really don't have the talent.
Yeah, and I'm not hungry for money. Like, I ain't hungry for money. Seen money went, came and go. Like,
Yeah, it's like when here today, gone tomorrow. Like, and when it's a big difference, when you had to get up and go get that bag, you know that there's different ways of hustling that, yo, you know what? I don't need to just focus on this. Yo, if I'm not eating over here, I'm going to eat over here and then eat over there. So, you know, a lot of stuff changes and shit gets...
It's like my hustle.
Yeah.
Treat like my hustle.
And it's like, yo, if you got a bad product, what you do? You switch up the product. You mix up that recipe a little different so that the customers come back to get what they need to get. And it's just what it is. I think that anybody that's ever been in the streets, anybody that's ever done anything as far as sales, illegal or non-legal, however you want to put it, right? The method is the same. You have a product. You have what you're trying to sell the product to a customer.
Yeah.
They either want it or they don't. But your job is to get them to want it.
The one, yeah. Like
Get them to want it. Do what you gotta do to get them to want it. And then once they get it and they like it, you keep feeding them more and more and more.
That's what I'm doing. That's why I ain't dropping nothing. When I'm out doing these shows, y'all gonna be singing my song like, where is this music at? Nah, you gonna wait. Like,
yeah, you gonna have a whole bikini boxing soundtrack. Like it's gonna be all you.
Yep. This Saturday gonna be lit bikini boxing. Like,
yeah.
It's going down.
That's what's up. So what we gonna do is we're gonna get into this next song.
That's It's a Fire, ain't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Secret know about that. A lot of strip clubs know about that one.
A lot of strip clubs know about that.
It's a fire.
All right, bet. So here we go.
I said, oh Lord Jesus, it's a fire.
It's a fire. Whoa, 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 whoa. Shake it, shake it, shake it, shake it, shake it, shake it, shake it. Whoa, whoa, shake it, shake it, whoa, whoa. She wanna stop, drop, and roll. Like that ass on fire, girl. Wanna see you go. She wanna stop, drop, and roll. Like that ass on fire, girl. Wanna see you go. She wanna stop, drop, and roll. Like that ass on fire, girl. Wanna see you go. She wanna stop, drop, and roll. Like that ass on fire, girl. Wanna see you go. I wanna see you shake it. I ain't come here to see no basic. I wanna see you get nasty. I wanna see you clapping right here. I'm the fire marshal. I came to put the fire out. I'm getting money over here on my couch. I need some more bottles up in my section. I need some more bad bitches in my section. I brought my team with me, niggas, so I'm flexing. It's the trap god shit, it's a lesson. I ain't had before, niggas, so I'm flexing. So girl, bring that ass here, give me a listen. I wanna see it clap, clap, bring your friend too. I'ma throw this cash, like give me the loot. That's a whole load right there, right there. That's a whole load right there, right there. She wanna stop, drop, and roll. Like that ass on fire, girl, wanna see you go. She wanna stop, drop, and roll. Like that ass on fire, girl, wanna see you go. She wanna stop, drop, and roll. Like that ass on fire, girl, wanna see you go. She wanna stop, drop, and roll. Like that ass on fire, girl, wanna see you go.
Yo, not for nothing. Like I know it's you on all three tracks, obviously. There's a variation of your delivery in all three. Yeah, it is. It's a slight variation, but you can tell that it's a variation where it sounds different. It sounds different, but it sounds the same. But I can tell that just by the way you delivered yourself in those three tracks, that there's so much versatility. And then with this particular track, this particular track, it sounded very much like a down south.
Yeah. I picture Blueface or Rich the Kid on that right there. Like,
yeah, and it's like I'm like, yo, the shit hit like mainstream stuff.
Yeah.
Like it's like it's just perfect. It will fall into place.
The club sound crazy with that record. Like,
I bet it does. Like we didn't turn it all the way up in here, but if we did, like we would have needed a dancer or something, man, to really.
Well, my birthday was February 20th last month. DJ Hot Rod.
Team Pisces, huh?
That's a fact.
Yo, Pisces in the building.
And he played it. People was in there like, and it was packed too. Like,
yeah.
People in there dancing to that song. I'm like, yeah.
Yeah, man.
They don't know who playing, who it is either. He ain't shouting me out like, what's my boy Woo? He just played it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
Hot Rod, I can tell you, Hot Rod really does come across some really talented people.
Yeah.
I do feel that people need to recognize Hot Rod for his work a lot more, because he's been around and he's worked with a lot of people. Like 50 knows him. Like these are people. Him and Rick Ross be talking on the phone type shit. Like this is stuff that I bear witness to. Like me and him just sitting in here chilling. He taking a phone call and it's Ross. Like it's one of those type of things. You know, he goes overseas to what is it?
To events and stuff.
Yeah. Shit. Is it? That's not Costa Rica, is it? He be going somewhere. It's Costa Rica, right?
Yeah.
Like he's always over there. Always over there. Like at least usually once a month he out there doing something. You know, and it's a beautiful thing. He's getting paid for it.
Yeah.
It's what he's doing. And he's doing
He's
what he
outside,
loves. Yeah, he's outside
As
as a
a DJ, too.
DJ, and there's a lot of DJs that are just not outside like him.
Shout out to DJ Rush too. I like DJ Rush. I know DJ Rush too.
DJ Rush, I don't think I met DJ Rush. Yeah, but I found one of the songs. So usually at 7 o'clock, which is a little past 7 o'clock, we critique a song. So we was talking about your music real quick, but this is the one of the Pure Dynamite songs.
Yeah, play it.
Yeah. I'm gonna play this. I will play this for you.
Show me the way to the next nudie bar. Oh, don't ask why. Oh, don't ask why. Show me the way to the next nudie bar. Oh, don't ask why. Oh, don't ask why. Cause all I wanna see is pussy, ass, and breast. Never ever take me to a sausage fest. She got a fat ass with a big old chest. Just look at my dick, it is hard as it gets. She looking curvy. These bitches out here got a nigga looking thirsty. Vanity, show me that you get nasty. You got a girlfriend, better bring your bestie. So the two of you can come and undress me and just sex me. Show me the way to the next nudie bar. Oh, don't ask why. Oh, don't ask why. Show me the way to the next nudie bar. Oh, don't ask why. Oh, don't ask why. I like to be and wanna see something naked.
Now,
you know what that sound like? It could be Kid and Play. Like back in the day. Like,
back in the day, and that's like old school porn music. Like old school porn music. Like if you ever watched the old porn, that whole beat in the background was like old porn music.
DVDs used to come out.
Yeah, like
DVDs.
like it's crazy, but to hear that in 2019, 2020, it's a shock to the culture because it's so different.
Yeah,
it's memorable.
It is. Yeah.
It's memorable.
Because some people don't want to hear certain stuff. Some people do want to hear certain stuff. You know what I mean? Like you got a fan base for everything right now for some reason.
Yeah, and that's the thing I would want to ask you, although you're new to the situation as far as recording. But where would you classify yourself in the hip hop realm? Would it be a trap rapper? Would it be like just a regular hip hop artist or whatever? There's like fucking a million categories they got now, mumble rap or whatever.
I can say like I make music. That's it.
You make music.
I can make songs. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
I can make songs. Guaranteed.
Guaranteed.
Yeah.
Guaranteed you gonna
for
make
anybody
something.
though. Like if it's not for me, I'll come up with something for somebody. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah. It still amazes me that you
like
just
I did
started.
though. Like I come up with stuff for certain people. You know what I mean? Like and it work out well. Like,
now, how do you feel, or how important is a hook to a song?
Hook to a song in this era, that's all it is. People don't want to hear your bars, really. They just want to hear that hook and that beat.
So,
tell you the truth.
So you telling me you could probably make a song that got the dope ass hook
and the beat, that's it.
And the beat, and you just basically saying the hook.
Be like Lil Wayne.
You got the little space, and then go back to the hook. You know what? And that's kind of true. Actually, it is true. It is true, but the attention span of the people that listen to music is very short. And what contributes a lot to it is that the kids have a lot more access to the music than they did before.
Yeah, like Hot 97 and 105, like they play a regular song, but then look what they doing to it. They speed it up. Boom, 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 boom. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like a disco beat. But I mean,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? Just the hook though.
Yeah.
And it sound dope though. They playing it for the music club. Like, you know what I mean? Like, that's what I want to do. Just make music for the clubs. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, it's, and you know, you got to make that product for where people are going to be at.
Yeah.
And people are at the clubs.
It's a club all day.
A lot of times people, it's funny because a lot of people try and push music to get on mainstream radio. And I think that in a way it's hurts their career because you're trying to get on something that's only the majors really have access to, because that music that gets played, people are, those labels is paying a lot of money.
A lot of money. They play 12 songs. That's that.
Yeah. Right. So there's a lot of money that goes into that.
Then as an artist, no disrespect to anybody that music that went on 105 or High 97, but you only hear it at 11 o'clock or 12. You know what I mean? When everybody sleep or in the club.
Right.
So
how many people are really hearing it?
That's what I mean.
So if you're going to do it, you might as well be outside, and do what you need to do, because if you outside every week,
unless you're in the Breakfast Club,
right?
And everybody going to work in the morning,
right? Because, and think about it, if you want your music played on mainstream radio, you want it played during the Breakfast Club time, because people are paying attention. That's when they commuting.
Everybody in the car.
Yo, from 8 to 9, between 8 and 9 to 4 or 5 o'clock, people are at work. Most of the time, they can't even play their radios at work at their desk.
Or I say like between 5 and 8, like now.
Yeah.
Like rush hour. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, you in that traffic, so.
But most of the stuff is talk radio, and they're still playing the same people that they play all day long. So you might as well be in a place where you can benefit more. Because just imagine, you can be outside at the club.
Yeah.
Somebody records you. Now they share it. Then somebody sees it, they share it. Now you got 300 people on that one time that you went outside.
Yep, sharing your music. And then again, you never know who outside. Like,
right. You never know who outside.
You don't.
I went to an event. I'm sitting there with Herb Gotti's brother. I'm sitting there with Def Jam executives, Bad Boy executives. I'm like, what the hell going on here? And we just went there to do interviews at a showcase.
Yeah.
And next thing you know, I'm in there with people that's been making money in the music industry longer than, just as long as I've been alive. And I'm like,
I met Jadakiss manager, 2 weeks ago at the Fetty Wap concert
Oh, okay.
down Long Island. I went with DJ Outright. Just from being outside, you know what I mean? Like, you never know.
You never know who you're gonna meet. like one of the people that I tend to frequent and we communicate a lot is Ryan, right? From the Ryan Show.
Okay.
And he has a show. It's him and Mr. Cheeks.
Okay.
And just from doing what I do, we were able to link up. And next thing you know, I'm out there with Mr. Cheeks, fucking Lost Boys. Like, it's just crazy.
Yo, the first time I seen him, one of them is my man's family. I think it's Mr. Cheeks. They came to my elementary school, to Roosevelt, and performed for us. And that was years ago. Like, I probably was in the 4th grade then. I'll never forget that.
Yeah, that was a long time ago. Yeah, very long time ago. But yeah. So what we gonna do, because we about to get up out of here.
Okay.
So I'm gonna play, one of the first songs that I played, which was
Get Out the Way.
Yeah. I'm gonna play that one.
And that's new. Get Out the Way is new.
Come on. Here we go. We're gonna play that one, and then when we come back, I want you to give that one social media that you just started like yesterday.
Okay.
And so this way people can find you and stuff like that.
Right.
I know I'll put it on the flyer and all that. I know what it is. And now you got the official WEMS Prophet Radio interview.
Yeah, I appreciate you for the invite and all that too.
Yeah, man. So we can sit there and work all. Now you got a little bit of content that you can sit there and you can share.
Yeah.
So the people that didn't know you now, they get to know you a little bit better. And now all it is a link. You just sitting there. You don't need social media. You just send it out in an email. Just hey, look, check this out. It's a beautiful thing, and I just think that the more we stick together, the better the situations will be. Us as people tend not to want to stick together.
Yeah, because not to cut you off, a DJ put a post up, right, and said people got all these followers, like 100,000 followers, and they coming out to do showcases, and they can't bring 3 people out to pay $20. I feel him on that. You know what I mean? Like
that is so freaking crazy.
That's how you know people pay for followers. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Like it's crazy. Like
to me, that is the most wildest thing
in the world.
Like even you got 100,000 followers, you put up something, you can't even get 10 likes.
10 likes.
Like
that's what I mean.
Like you can't get 10 likes, you can't get people to come out to the spot.
Nothing.
Like
$20 to support you.
Like showcases that I've seen, right? Showcases that I've seen to be at the good ones.
Yeah.
You gotta pay to play, right?
Yeah, and you gotta bring that crowd with you.
Right. So a lot of them are. It's either $300, $400, $600 to perform. Like the Raw show, the Raw concerts.
Okay.
Right. Raw concerts. They all over the place. They go basically from the east side of America.
I don't think I heard about that.
You never heard about Raw?
Nah, man, I'm new to this.
Oh, right. But Raw, if you look into the Raw concert series, they travel. They have concerts like these huge venues and everything. So it's not just like the local stuff that you tend to hear about. Like it costs the artist $600 to perform, right? $600 to perform, but there's two ways you can do it. You can either the only way you can perform is if you sell $600 worth of tickets. Right. And they're $30 a pop. So you got to get 20 people to come through.
And 20 people is not a lot of people, though.
No, it's not.
20 people.
No, it's not a lot of people.
Even if they don't come, buy the tickets, though.
Right. Just buy the tickets, so support.
Yeah.
So that's how you get in.
People,
but when I tell you the exposure and the stuff that happens, even Major Stage. Major Stage is $300 to perform. Okay. Right? The tickets are $15. Still same 20 people.
Same thing, yeah.
Right? So I think for them it's more they're charging us money to make sure that they fill the venues.
Yeah.
Right? So it's like, yo, if you want to perform, sell 20 tickets.
Bring your people out. They support it.
And there's nothing wrong with that.
There's nothing wrong with that at all.
Because if they do support you, they gonna come through, regardless if it's $20, $100. Well, I don't know. Some people ain't gonna pay $100, but
I ain't gonna front like this era too. What they want to see is people supporting you, and if they don't support you, they want to see your craft, your work. You know what I mean? Like how hard you doing for this. You know what I mean? Like, that's it.
Yo, so we gonna get to this Woo. Get out my way.
Get out the way.
Because he had to tell somebody get out his way because they was acting up too damn much. They was trying to block his blessings.
Yep.
So he said, yo, you know what? You gotta go.
You gotta go.
That Blue Room shit, man. They already know.
I'm crazy for this one.
I came from hard times, man. If I need that cash, get out my way. Please get out. Huh? And I'ma get this cash, get in my way, get in my way. Yeah. I'ma get this bag by the day, yeah. I'ma get this cash, get in my way, get in my way. Yeah. And I'ma get this bag by the day, yeah. I'ma get this cash, get in my way, get in my way. Yeah. And I'ma get this bag by the day, yeah. I'ma get this cash, get in my way, get in my way. Yeah. And I'ma get this bag by the day. I was taught to get the money, yeah, right now. And feel like my hustle game, please don't come around. I was born to get the cash, so please pipe down. Niggas talking funny, I call them niggas clowns. They call my brother Osama, so please calm down. We was taught to get the money, I'm talking about a mile. That's 2-1 shit. Nigga, I been green stripping, and I been counting dollars, that's that big boy shit. I need them big boy whips, so they feeling me, baby. I ain't gon' stop till I get that mansion looking so lazy. And my family good too. Taking more trips I ain't do. Taking more some trips I ain't do. I'ma get this cash, get in my way, get in my way. Yeah. I'ma get this bag by the day, yeah. I'ma get this cash, get in my way, get in my way. Yeah. And I'ma get this bag by the day, yeah. I'ma get this cash, get in my way, get in my way. Yeah. And I'ma get this bag by the day, yeah. I'ma get this cash, get in my way, get in my way. Yeah. And I'ma get this bag by the day,
If you didn't know, now you know.
Now you know. LI building.
I know. Long way. Long Island. Expressway, Southern State, like all those there, Belt Parkway, Cross Island, all that, like
Meadowbrook, all that.
Yo, all those joints around this time, 5, 6 o'clock. You just sitting there for hours, a lot of patience.
Tell them, like, get out my way.
Get out my way. I need to get to the radio station.
Yeah.
Like, that's it. Like, it's a beautiful thing, yo. It's definitely a great interview. I appreciate you coming.
I appreciate you too, man.
Yeah, man. I just sent you over some of the pictures and stuff.
Yeah, I see. Y'all can follow me on IG. WUU_WUU21.
And he's not even 21. So I don't know where that came from.
Exit 21.
Oh, Exit 20.
Exit 21.
Okay, there you go. All right. So now we know. Yo, I hear that. Yo, so what we're going to do is we're going to get up out of here. Yeah. And you already know it's your boy Prophet Pete from the city that never sleeps. You heard, catch me every Wednesday, 6 to 8 p.m. And for those of you that know what's already coming up next, we got the Comfort Zone with the Lulus, and it's about to get crazy. Sex toys and butt plugs. That's how they give it up. I'm just saying, like, all love. Well, not just butt plugs. Fidget spinner butt plugs with lights. Yeah. Like the shit just starts spinning. It got an extension on it. Some weird shit. Great for the strip club.
Yeah.
Yo.
Yeah,
straight. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. It's different. Yo, I'm just saying. Yo, we out of here, y'all. Tune in next week. Don't forget. And also tomorrow we got the spot. We got my man the Jedi with his people's coming through. They gonna bless the mic. And they gonna keep it tight. It's about to be crazy. Brooklyn in the building. Harlem in the building. Uptown Bronx in the building. Strong Island in the building. We do shit different.
I said, oh Lord Jesus, it's a fire.
It's a fire. Whoa, 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 whoa. Shake it, shake it, shake it, shake it, shake it, shake it. Whoa, whoa, shake it, shake it, whoa, whoa. She wanna stop, drop, and roll. Like that ass on fire, girl. Wanna see you go. She wanna stop, drop, and roll. Like that ass on fire, girl. Wanna see you go. She wanna stop, drop, and roll. Like that ass on fire, girl. Wanna see you go. She wanna stop, drop, and roll. Like that ass on fire, girl. Wanna see you go. I wanna see you shake it. I ain't come here to see you nothing basic. I wanna see you get nasty. I wanna see you clapping right here. I'm the fire marshal, I came to put the fire out. I'm getting money over here on my couch. I need some more bottles up in my section. I need some more bad bitches in my section. I brought my team with me, niggas, so I'm flexing. It's the trap god shit, it's a lesson. I ain't had before, niggas, so I'm flexing. So girl, bring that ass here, give me a lesson. I wanna see it clap, clap, bring your friend too. I'ma throw this cash, like give me the loot. That's a whole load right there, right there. That's a whole load right there, right there. She wanna stop, drop, and roll. Like that ass on fire, girl, wanna see you go. She wanna stop, drop, and roll. Like that ass on fire, girl, wanna see you go. She wanna stop, drop, and roll. Like that ass on fire, girl, wanna see you go.